Stepping into China in the summer of 2025 feels like witnessing a nation holding two distinct ideas in its hands at once. On one side, there is the gleam of the new, the silent hum of electric buses, the towering skyscrapers that reshape city skylines seemingly overnight, and the ever-present glow of smartphone screens. But on the other side, you find the deep, unshakable roots of tradition. Grandparents still practice Tai Chi in the parks at dawn. Ancient temples sit peacefully in the shadow of new shopping malls, and the importance of family remains the bedrock of society. This contrast is the defining feature of modern China, a place moving forward at a breathtaking pace while still glancing back over its shoulder, making sure not to forget where it came from. The scale of China is always the first thing that strikes you. With a population that hovers around 1.4 billion people, the sheer number of lives being lived is hard to comprehend. The government speaks proudly of its success in poverty alleviation, a campaign that has lifted hundreds of millions out of destitution. And it's true. The visible signs of extreme poverty that were common just a couple of decades ago have largely vanished from the major cities. Yet challenges remain beneath this polished surface. The gap between the urban rich and the rural poor is a persistent issue, and an aging population puts new strains on social services and the younger generation who are expected to care for their elders. This demographic shift is creating new social dynamics across the country. In the bustling metropolises of Shanghai and Shenzhen, you see a generation of young people who have grown up with a level of prosperity their parents could only have dreamed of. They are globally aware, technologically savvy, and are starting to question the old ways of doing things. Meanwhile, in the smaller towns and rural villages, life moves at a slower pace. Here, traditions hold more sway, and the pull of the big city, with its promise of better jobs and a different kind of life, creates a constant tension for young people who feel torn between home and opportunity. The government plays a visible and active role in shaping this new landscape. Grand infrastructure projects, like high-speed rail lines that connect distant provinces, are a source of national pride and a symbol of the country's ambition. These projects have physically knitted the vast country together in unprecedented ways, making it possible to travel from Beijing to Shanghai in just a few hours. This top-down approach to development is efficient and powerful, but it also reflects the centralized nature of control in China. The state guides the direction of the nation, from its economic priorities to the social fabric of its communities, a reality that every citizen navigates in their daily life. In urban China, the rhythm of daily life is dictated by the smartphone. From the moment a person wakes up, their phone is their key to the world. They use it to order breakfast, pay for the subway ride to work, chat with colleagues on WeChat, and book a doctor's appointment. This digital integration is seamless and total. Cash is a relic. Even street food vendors have a QR code taped to their carts. This reliance on technology has made life incredibly convenient, streamlining countless small tasks and creating a society that feels hyper-efficient. But it also means that one's digital footprint is vast, with every transaction and communication logged somewhere in a system. Alongside this futuristic efficiency, a new focus on wellness and lifestyle has taken hold, especially among the urban youth. Trendy coffee shops are now as common as traditional tea houses, and gyms and yoga studios are bustling with young professionals looking to de-stress after a long day at the office. They follow health influencers online, meticulously track their fitness goals on smartwatches, and embrace new hobbies, from rock climbing to baking. This is a quiet rebellion against the older generation's focus on pure pragmatism. For many young Chinese, life is not just about working and saving. It's about finding personal fulfillment and crafting an identity. Yet, traditional values, particularly those centered on family and education, remain powerful forces. The pressure to succeed academically is intense from a very young age, seen as the primary path to a good job and a stable future. Filial piety, the duty to respect and care for one's parents, is still a core expectation. This creates a unique tension for the younger generation. They might spend their evenings at a hip new bar with friends, but they are still expected to attend weekly family dinners, defer to their elders' opinions on major life decisions, and ultimately provide for their parents in their old age. This blend of old and new is visible everywhere. A young woman might be a cutting-edge software developer, but she will still participate in the age-old traditions of the Spring Festival with her family, traveling long distances to be home for the reunion dinner. An old man might sit in a McDonald's, not for the food, but to use the free Wi-Fi to video call his grandchildren. In China today, modernity is not replacing tradition. It is being layered on top of it. People are finding ways to navigate both worlds, creating a complex and uniquely Chinese way of life that is constantly evolving and adapting. The world of work in China is a place of intense competition and shifting expectations. For years, the tech industry was defined by the infamous 996 culture, working from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week. This grueling schedule was once worn as a badge of honor, a symbol of one's dedication to building the future. But by 2025, the mood has changed. A growing number of young professionals are pushing back against this model, seeking better work-life balance. The government has also stepped in, officially discouraging such extreme overtime. While long hours are still common, the conversation has shifted towards sustainability and mental health. In response to the burnout culture of the private sector, there has been a noticeable surge in the popularity of government jobs. These positions, often called the Iron Rice Bowl, are seen as offering media group, civil servants working in government office, relaxed office staff during lunch break, employee receiving health benefits document at stock at distribute_equally, stability, reasonable hours, and good benefits, even if the salaries are not as high as in the tech world. The competition for these roles is fierce, with millions of graduates taking the civil service exam each year. This trend reflects a broader societal desire for security in an economy that feels increasingly uncertain. For many young Chinese, the dream is no longer to become a high-flying entrepreneur, but to secure a stable, predictable career within the state system. At the same time, the gig economy is booming, offering an alternative path for those who value flexibility. Delivery drivers on their electric scooters are a ubiquitous sight in every city, forming the backbone of the e-commerce and food delivery industries. Freelancers, from graphic designers to online tutors, are finding new opportunities on digital platforms. This type of work offers independence, but often lacks the social safety net of traditional employment, leaving workers vulnerable to economic downturns. This creates a stratified labor market. Media group, collage of civil servants, private sector workers in office, and gig workers on scooters. Split screen of government office, tech company, and delivery riders at stock at distribute_equally. The secure government workers, the high-pressure private sector employees, and the flexible but precarious gig workers. China's economy continues to grow, but the focus is changing. The era of rapid, export-driven manufacturing is giving way to a push for technological self-sufficiency and high-value industries. The government is pouring massive investment into areas like media group, engineers working on AI technology, technician inspecting semiconductor wafers, renewable energy solar panel installation at stock at distribute_equally, artificial intelligence, semiconductors, and renewable energy. This strategic shift is aimed at making China a leader in the technologies of the future, reducing its reliance on other countries. For the average worker, this means the most in-demand jobs are now for media group, engineers at computer workstations, data scientists analyzing code, technician operating factory automation equipment at stock at distribute_equally, engineers, data scientists, and skilled technicians, while traditional factory work is becoming increasingly automated. The nation is in a race to upskill its workforce for this new economic reality. China's influence on the world stage in 2025 is undeniable. It is a leader in global trade, a major investor in infrastructure projects across Asia and Africa through its Belt and Road Initiative, and a rising power in technological innovation. Inside the country, this growing strength is a source of immense national pride. People see the modern cities, the advanced technology, and the global respect as proof that China has finally reclaimed its rightful place in the world. This narrative is reinforced by state media, which highlights the nation's achievements and presents a confident, powerful image to its citizens and the world. However, This view from the inside often clashes with how China is perceived externally. While some countries see China as a valuable economic partner, others view its rise with suspicion and concern. Issues related to trade practices, human rights, and its assertive foreign policy have created friction with Western nations. This creates a strange duality for the Chinese people. They are proud of their country's success, but are often perplexed or frustrated by the negative portrayals they see in international media. This gap in perception is a significant source of tension in China's relationship with the rest of the world. The role of the government is central to understanding this dynamic. The state maintains tight control over information, with a censored internet that blocks access to many foreign websites and social media platforms. This Great Firewall shapes the public's understanding of both domestic and international events. While this control provides social stability and allows the government to pursue its long-term goals without significant public opposition, it comes at the cost of personal freedoms. Discussions on sensitive political topics are heavily monitored, and public dissent is not tolerated. Most citizens accept this as a trade-off for economic prosperity and safety. In the end, China in 2025 is a nation of proud people living under constant pressure. There is the pressure to succeed in a competitive educational and professional environment, the pressure to uphold family obligations, and the subtle but pervasive pressure to conform to social and political norms. It is a society that has achieved remarkable material progress, lifting its people to a standard of living that was unimaginable a generation ago. Yet it continues to grapple with deep-seated challenges, from social inequality to an aging population and a complex relationship with the outside world. This is the modern China, a powerhouse of aspiration and contradiction, striding confidently into the future while carrying the full weight of its past.